other than this land acquisition?
Well, again, they are building and invoicing, but the other issues then are largely, probably the biggest issues are third-party issues, utility relocation issues. Again, you're cutting a swath over 120 miles, so there's a lot of impact to electric and communications and water utilities, and so it requires the cooperation of all those entities to identify where where the utilities are, and then approve plans on how to relocate them. And so those are some challenges. The contractor is responsible for working through those issues. But I know that has been an area of some challenge as well. It's not unusual on construction projects, but again, just given the scale of the program, the problems have been probably larger than what you would see on a small scale project.
Yeah. Okay, so just thinking about timeline here, basically you're saying that the agency's last responsibility is to finish acquiring the land, then they hand it over and the ball is sort of in the contractor's court, and then it's up to them to deal and negotiate with the utilities and all this electric, communication, water, etc.
Right.
Gotcha. And what's the status of like environmental permits, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So the environmental approvals are in place for the. You can't begin construction until you have that. So they're in place for the Central Valley sections, and the approval is underway for the remaining sections to extend from the Central Valley north and west to San Jose, and then into Southern California as well. And those are being done in segments that will be completed roughly over the next year or so, depending on exactly how things play out with the public process. But those are all underway. But the permits and all necessary approvals and permits are in place for the construction that's underway.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned the contractor is building and invoicing, but is that just because that some of the land is available, and so they're just working on that land, or how
yes,
are they?
Right. Yes. Well, the three contracts also are design build contracts. So the contractor team is responsible for finalizing the design of the project and then moving into construction. So on the first, they work on design. They can do that without the property in hand, and then it moved into construction. But the construction has been underway again now for 2.5 years or so, roughly, on the parcels that they do have in hand. There's been a real effort to work cooperatively with the contractors to develop a right-of-way delivery plan that gets them the parcels that they can use most effectively at hand. And so they've had that. And so there are roughly, let's see, I think there are about 8 different sites just in the first segment, which is 30 miles long, under the first contract that are under physical construction, utilizing the right of way that they have. Right.
When I read the public transcripts of Tudor Perini, which is one of the contractors on this,
yes.
and they say that if I'm reading their transcripts correctly, it looks like they haven't done any work yet, and they're sort of talking about how they haven't had the parcels that they need to be able to build. No,
they've been doing a lot of work